Hello friends. So this video became a lot more vulnerable than I expected it to. If you are also going through the burnout of the holiday season, of any physical pain, chronic issues, neurodivergence, parenting, work, all of it, for anyone who is just coming across my videos and doesn't know me, I didn't know that I was neurodivergent. I didn't know that that comes with disabilities, that I have been struggling with my entire life. That is something that I only discovered about myself about 4 years ago. I am going to share my house in a state that is more chaotic than it has been in a very long time, and I only hope that I can encourage you to not feel ashamed of yourself if your house has overwhelmed you. You deserve a calm space. You deserve to take care of yourself. I hope that it reminds you that mess is morally neutral, and that while maybe our situations are not always ideal, all we can do is work to fix it and work to accommodate ourselves. With all of that said, let's get into the things that I am doing to recover from the massive bout of burnout I have been going through. I hope this can encourage you, and let's get into it. If you are neurodivergent or have ADHD, you might already do this, but one of the things I have started doing recently is putting on an audiobook while I clean, both to stay focused and just to give me a mental break from whatever is around me. I decided to start reading a book I've bought recently on audiobook first because I was having a little bit of a hard time getting into it. But then I set a 15-minute timer to just do what I can, and this is really important when I'm recovering from burnout and trying to practice kindness and self-care for myself and my body. It is obviously important to have a tidy home and to have clean dishes, but what you're seeing is a direct result of having pushed myself too hard. I made a lot of extra content in September, and I pushed myself hard to get things out for Halloween in October, and then I had a full week, almost a week and a half, of being bedridden with illness and physical symptoms of having pushed far too hard and tried to just do it all, and my house exploded. Setting a 15-minute timer helps both to show me what I can get done within 15 minutes, but also to remind me to take breaks and to rest in between. We had a good run. Don't say we didn't. My 15 minutes are up. Did manage to clear some of the sink, but I need a quick win. So I'm going to set it for another 10 minutes and see what I can do to this counter. I would really like to deal with this. Or maybe we just hit the end of the road. Setting up cleaning in 10-minute chunks is really helpful, both mentally and physically, and I have also found that it really helps to organize the mess. So once I get this counter clean, I am going to continue on and clean off the table and by the stove, because those are the most important areas to have clean in the kitchen anyway. But I was really surprised at what I could get done in 10 minutes. This whole counter was cleared by the end of the 10 minutes, which was really satisfying. Before we make this even worse, it's gonna hurt even more than just us. We gave it all we had. It's time to say bye, baby, bye. I'll be, you'll be, yeah, we'll be fine. Once I finished clearing that counter, I decided to organize the remainder of the dirty dishes onto it in piles that were easier to attack and deal with once I had more energy. And I wanted to have the table clear and of course over by the stove clear, because those are two pretty important areas to have clean. The table becomes cluttered pretty easily because it's the first thing you see when you walk in our door, so keeping it clear can be a challenge. I have added in these systems of timers and rest because I have found that it works the best, and it's really, really good to be mindful of how you are approaching your home when it feels like this. Mindfulness is so important. want to talk about the other thing that I have added in and been trying to really mindfully do lately, and that is strength training. And I am using the Trainwell app, which is a one-on-one personal training service, and they are the sponsor of today's video. But I had actually been considering a few different personal training apps about a month before they reached out to me, so it kind of just worked out really organically. I work out 2 to 3 times a week depending on how the week is going, and with perimenopause symptoms, I do experience a lot more exhaustion and some chronic pain, as well as the weeks where my cycle has begun can be extremely painful. Having something to really help combat that, and also having a personal trainer, Chris, who has experience with perimenopause and has other clients who are perimenopausal, has been incredible because she really understands what I might need. I have plantar fasciitis, which flared up hugely about 6 months ago, right around the time I first started noticing perimenopause symptoms. I started working with Chris and doing these stretches that she recommended for plantar fasciitis that I am finally feeling back to normal. I'm going to be really personal here and say that I had hit a place about 6 months ago, maybe a little bit more, where I was really heavily noticing a change in my body, and I was becoming immobile. I was really staring a future in the face where I would become physically unable, incapable of doing things, to finally be seeing a life where I can live without pain every day has been honestly really life-changing for me. I'm sorry I didn't think I would get emotional. Being able to practice all of the workouts, which are personalized to me and my own needs and what I can and cannot do, especially with chronic pain, has been life-changing. And so working with Chris has been really great. She and I had a really long conversation about what I need, what I'm going through, my chronic pain issues, chronic fatigue issues as well, the perimenopause symptoms I was experiencing, and she has really personalized a workout routine that feels accessible and doable where I am at right now. I spend 15 to 20 minutes doing the workouts that she has for me, and she also has a plan B in there in case I am having a really big day of exhaustion or pain. It has really encouraged me to take care of my body more. I know that if I do a workout, I am going to feel better, and I'm going to be really proud of myself for taking the steps to finally pursue joyful movement for myself, and not because I want to be smaller, not because I feel like I need to diet, not because I feel like I need to lose weight, but because I want to gain a bigger life. One of the other things I really love about Trainwell is that not only is your trainer there to just provide you with really personalized workouts and understand what you need, but they are also there to help you be accountable. So if I have missed a workout, Chris is there to send me a message and encourage me to keep going and say, "You've got this." And we kind of joked in our video call that, like, I know that I can. I often have this little mental block of like, I can't do this, it's too hard, or I'm too tired, or whatever. And we joked together that, like, I've had 5 kids, I can do a 15-minute workout.
You deserve to find joy in movement, and it's not just a chore, and it's like, you know, it's important.
Yeah. And to understand what you're capable of doing, and the more you do that, you love your body more because you're like, I'm capable of doing these. We're capable of, like, you've given life 5 times.
Yeah.
And, like, think of how, like you're saying, it was such a gift, and you want to look at life as being beautiful. This is just another way to express, like, my body has, like, birthed 5 kids.
And now it's time to give back to my body.
Exactly. Yeah. I love that.
The best thing about Trainwell is that the trainers will know how to work with you specifically no matter what your needs are. Whether you are pregnant and wanting to stay fit, whether you have fitness goals to push your body more, whether you're trying to regain mobility, or like me, if you are dealing with perimenopause symptoms and want to gain mobility through them, there will be a trainer that will be perfect for you. After you take a short quiz and answer a few questions, you'll be matched with a trainer who you'll have a call. Once you have told them your needs, they will build you an extremely personalized workout plan based on your specific goals and needs to take care of you. So all of that said, if you would like to utilize Trainwell for yourself, you can follow my link, which is here on the screen, or go down in my description where it is linked, and you can get 14 days of Trainwell training for free to try it out and see if it is the right mode of joyful movement for you. Thank you so incredibly much to Trainwell for sponsoring this video and for helping me get back on track with moving my body joyfully and finding my goals and sticking to that. Let's get back into it. Let's go make a nutritious breakfast, and I want to share some of the different options that I have for myself to make remembering to feed myself in the mornings easy and accessible and not feel like another huge task that kind of feels impossible on the days when I'm just burnt out of making any decisions. So let's get into it. Having some really easy, quick meals on hand to make in the morning is especially important, as I often tend to forget to feed myself, and I need something that is fast to prepare and nutritious so that I have the energy I need for the day. I am a big believer in intuitive eating, and I am very much anti-diet. I think that diet culture is pretty toxic, and so whatever I eat is geared towards gentle nutrition and understanding what my body actually needs. So having some carbs is good, having protein, vegetables, and healthy fats, those are all things that I tend to seek, especially in the morning. I am making one of my favorite things, which is sourdough toast with an egg and some fried tomatoes on top. It is simple, it uses healthy fats, it has a little bit of carbs, which your body needs, and of course protein with the egg. I also really love potato hash. That is another fairly simple and very nutritious thing to make for a morning, with potatoes and bell peppers and whatever protein you like. I like to add eggs or bacon, as well as literally any other vegetables you could possibly want. I tend to prefer vegetables over something sweet or even bread in the mornings. Outside of sourdough, I don't really like bread, so this is pretty much the only kind of bread that I will actively seek, unless I have made a homemade loaf of bread, which tends to just taste better than store-bought. I had someone ask me a while ago to share some low-calorie meals that were healthy for the whole family, and I really want to emphasize here how important it is not to heavily restrict your foods, and how important it is to eat things that are filling and that do have carbs and fat in them. Those are two things that are often very demonized, but they are very important for our brains and our bodies in order to gather the energy we need. And I highly recommend, if you are looking to break up with diet culture and find a more gentle approach to nutrition, to read Intuitive Eating. These days, I generally tend to try to cook with whole ingredients, but whatever you have is absolutely okay. There are days when I am eating extremely healthy, and there are days when I am just too tired to do anything, and balance is really important. So it has been a couple hours since I did what I could in the kitchen, and I wanted to check in here before we dive into the next kind of thing I'm doing to recover from burnout, because I have always had, and I'm sure a lot of people do, this this internal belief that I have to do all of it. I can't leave a task unfinished, or that leaving something unfinished is lazy. And I did not get all of the dishes done. In the past, I have pushed myself so hard to do the entire house and completely ignore what was going on with my body, and then that resulted in having a day, like the next day, where I couldn't even get out of bed. So today I'm going to listen to my body. I am in a little bit of pain, and I'm dealing with that. I've been dealing with that for 3 or 4 days, and I'm finally feeling like I can do things again, but I cannot push my body beyond the pain threshold, or I risk having another day tomorrow where I'm just in constant pain and medication doesn't help. But I want to jump into the next thing that really helps me with burnout, and that is pursuing creative things. If all of your creative work is tied up in having to make money, I would highly encourage you to find a creative pursuit where you can just do it for you, because at the end of the day, I think no matter how much we really love what we do creatively, especially in creative jobs, at the end of the day it is still work, and sometimes that can be pretty daunting. And if you are burnt out creatively, it's really hard to continue to create art or whatever when you know that you have to perform as well. I heavily recommend that if you don't already, find yourself a creative, or not even find yourself, indulge in that creative pursuit that you always wanted to do but you feel like you're not good enough at, because who cares if you're not good at it? You're never going to get better if you don't try. You're never going to get better if you don't practice. And even if you never get better, if you enjoy it, that's enough. You don't have to make money off it. You don't have to be good at performing. You don't have to post Instagram-worthy photos. You don't have to have a viral moment. You can just be creative for yourself. You love it. If you love it, that is enough to do it. So go and do it. I hope that made sense. I'm gonna go write a book now. Like I said, it's really important to have a hobby or a creative pursuit that you don't have to do in order to perform for anyone or to make any money. And as silly as that might sound coming from me as I write my next book, which eventually I hope to publish, the first draft is just for me. I learned a long time ago that your first draft should just be messy. That really changed how I draft my novels, and it really helped me because I do tend to be a perfectionist when it comes to writing. I feel like I have to produce a really perfect product the first time, but the first draft is just for me. It's just for all of the ideas I have in my head to spill out, to be molded into something that makes sense later. I have been debating what book to put out next for a while now, and I think I'm going to focus on the Beauty and the Beast romantasy that I've been dying to rewrite since I was 16 and wrote my first iteration of it. It is a tale full of fairy tale magic and wonder, and I really hope that I can pull off the vast world I have in my head of what this book is and my characters, all while paying homage to my favorite fairy tale. Writing the first draft of any novel really is just for me, and I find so much joy in sitting down and getting really focused on a rainy, stormy day to write this novel that I've been dreaming of writing for so long. And by the way, if you would like to buy the book I have published, it's available wherever books are sold, but you can also find it on my website. And of course, the last thing that I do to recover from burnout, and the thing that is so incredibly essential, especially in this day and age of hustle and push harder and go faster, is to rest. I really love to spend a few hours tucked away in bed or on the couch reading one of my favorite books. Right now I am, of course, really into magical stories and fairy tales because that's what I am writing. And I've been enjoying Violet Thistlewaite Is Not a Villain Anymore. It is so good. It is the perfect kind of cozy book for this time of year. If you like The Spell Shop or The Enchanted Greenhouse, then I think you might like this book. But whatever you choose to do, don't forget to rest. We are pushed so hard these days to go faster and go harder, and the pursuit of joyful movement and joyful nutrition and joyful rest and joyful creation are all very important things. Thank you again to Trainwell for sponsoring this video. I genuinely find that my quality of life is improving by using their app and by having Chris as my trainer, and I could not be more thankful. And that is it, my friends. I hope that wherever you are finding some rest for your weary soul. I hope that you feel safe and loved, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!